Hi, everybody. This is the self-awareness debrief for last week, which was the week of February 24th, I believe. The cards that you got were power, service, and choose kind. So what I'd like you to think about in terms of the power card, I'm not going to read the whole thing, is that it's talking about power is coming from the center of your being, something that radiates. Something I feel comes from that connection to that deepest part of yourself, the sacred part of you, that part of you that is beyond the mind. The mind tends to force, power versus force. Force, it's got that attack quality almost to it, if not in a violent, aggressive way, in a very determined, directional way. Power, on the other hand, is something that emanates from you, that has a source that is bigger than your personality. It doesn't mean it doesn't have the ability to move and change and shape things and that it can't be directed, but it means that it is more. It is coming from a wiser, more complete part of yourself. And therefore, it has the power to be self-correcting in a way, whereas force just driven by the mind and the ego can't. Not as easily, because it's determined. It's very directional. It's usually about wanting one thing and wanting it in a certain way. Whereas power, really tuning into your own personal power, allows for other forces to be involved, allows for spiritual guidance and direction and synchronicities to guide you and move you through things. It connects you to the wider world of communication, to other dimensions and spiritual beings that will help. So you were being asked to look at that. And I think that's really important and really valuable at any point in life, but especially now when we're seeing so many forceful individuals and we're seeing the nature of the force, which is not terribly humane. It's not being done with any obvious sense of self-reflection or correction from a heart place, because it's being recognized as not compassionate. So the idea really is, it's a very human thing. That's the aspect of it that makes it so interesting right now, is all we're seeing is, in the world around us, aspects of ourselves that just happen to be coming out, playing on a big screen and playing out with a lot of people that have the ability, who are in positions to use that in ways that maybe are not heart-centered. But we all have the capacity to do that. And it doesn't have to be against somebody. We can use it even within our own world in terms of how we work. For example, are we being so over-focused and determined to get something done that we are not taking into account intuitive hits about doing it differently? The awareness of when we might need rest as opposed to trying to force something through. Are we tuning into that part of ours, that wise part of ourselves that takes care of us and whoever we're doing it for while we're doing it? Service, therefore, very interestingly comes up too, because service, it can be about assisting others. I will read this one. This is about assisting others, yourself, the earth, and its species, including the human race, regardless of praise or accolades. It may be through deed or presence alone. It may simply be a way of thinking that permeates all of your normal daily activities. Hold the attitude that the world is a place where we're all here to help each other in some way, and embody that. That means even the ones we don't like. And then, of course, choose kind, your awareness activity. Today, whenever you have the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. And under the subject of right, you could also include domineering, sarcastic, smarter than, superior to, stronger than, witty at someone else's expense, or offended. Choose kind in the nature of service, where we're all here with the attitude and the energy of service, that we're all here to help each other in some way, and identify power. So where did you notice It was difficult for you to stay in that sense of expanded power. And when did you find yourself going into that driven ego? Where did you find yourself? Were you able to embody the awareness of the fact of this attitude that whatever's going on, you could be kind about it. You could stay out of those critical, contracting emotions and stay in an energy of kindness as an act of service. So for me, I would look at that. Were there specific events that brought any of these things to light? Were there any moments or any aha moments as you were reflecting or as you were experiencing these things? Where did you find it difficult to stay out of that? Especially if you saw people, we've all seen this week, if you see people using force in order to create outcomes that they want. And what did you notice? Did you resonate with any of that? Were there any moments where you saw where you could expand or where you could move beyond? And did you have any memories or any dreams, any night dreams that carried any of these themes for you? So that is it for the debrief. And now I'm going to set up the next one.